and I speak way too fast. Welcome back to my channel, and if you're new here, what's up? Today I'm going to be talking about how to love yourself. This is both an easy and tricky subject in most situations to talk about because a lot of people don't know where to start. People often think they're doing it when they're not, and people who are doing it fear falling back into a cycle of not being able to love themselves. So I thought I'd come to you with my experience and my personal advice. Obviously this is one person's experience and one person's advice, so if it doesn't resonate, that's cool too. So I'm going to get into why you should love yourself, when you should love yourself, and how I do it, but how you can love yourself too. So let's get into it. I'll start with why you should love yourself, because there is truth behind phrases such as,
if you can't love yourself, how in the hell you gonna love somebody else?
Oftentimes we find ourselves pouring into other people's cups, loving and caring for them way more than we have ever poured into ourselves or loved or cared for ourselves. And it's not always a bad thing, but it is predominantly an issue, because if you aren't giving that to yourself, how are you supposed to give it all away at the same time? I guess that the worst way to look at it is you attract what you are. Now hear me out. The reason this is the worst way to look at it is because a lot of people will go into it thinking, okay, well, if I become this, I'll receive this. The point isn't to receive anything, although you will, because automatically you're changing your vibration, and then we have like all the 12 universal laws that scientifically prove that you will receive what you are. However, to not go that deep into it, the whole point is that you are doing it for you. Simple as that. You should be pouring into you, for you, no one else, not to receive anything from anyone else, not to receive, a specific person or something along those lines. It's always for you. By shifting your vibration to loving yourself and putting yourself first and prioritizing yourself, the universe has literally no control, because you have changed the vibration of yourself. So it has no option but to give you exactly what you are giving to yourself. So healthy relationships, healthy friendships, connections, family, friendships, relationships, whatever it is. You will see all of them also rise in vibration. All of them improve. And the ones that don't improve, the ones that end, the ones that are taken out of your life in one way or another, it's because it doesn't fit with you anymore. It's not for you. But that's like literally not the point. The point is that you do it for you, to make yourself good, to make yourself feel good, to stay sane. It helps your mental health if you're putting yourself first. So if you're finding yourself in an abundance of toxic situations or friendships or connections or whatever it is, the reason is probably because you are not caring for yourself whatsoever. And that's not to blame you for other people's bad actions. However, if the connection in itself is toxic, that's probably why. But calling them out for their behavior, or setting boundaries and limits and doing all of this, that is another way of caring for yourself. So technically, you're doing the right thing either way. Now, when I say a time to love yourself, obviously this is supposed to be all the time. Once you've got the hang of it, keep it up kind of thing, right? However, I do think there are special little moments in life where we as a human being need it most. And I think often we mistake needing that self-love for needing love in general. So needing it from friends and family the more. But this is my point. Let's say a relationship ended, right? And this is when you're gonna need your friends the most. Your friends aren't going through what you're going through. They can be there for you, but they won't understand your pain, even if they've been in an identical situation, because it's not you and it's not that other person. So there's gonna be a very big chance that you're gonna feel misunderstood. And there's gonna be times where these friends can't be there for you, or they don't know how to be there for you in this situation. Who is the one person that knows exactly what you are going and it knows exactly what you're feeling. You. Just you. There is no one else on this planet but you that will understand every single detail about what you're going through. Hence why you become your own rock. You become the person that you go to, that you fall on, person that is there for you. Now, this is not to say push people away, isolate yourself, don't let anyone else comfort you, don't tell people your needs. It's not saying that at all. That's genuinely another conversation for another time on how to have like the healthiest friendships and stuff. But for now, my point about loving yourself is that you know you can depend on yourself. Listen, we all have friendships where we're like, this is never gonna end, we're gonna be best friends for life, this, that, and the other. And although we're right most of the time, why would you wanna pin your bets on somebody else? And we've all been in that situation where someone we didn't want to leave our lives left. It's not out of fear, because being in fear would mean pushing everyone away, isolating, been there, done that. Loving yourself is just common sense at this rate, because that way you are never, genuinely never alone, but also having these friends and having these connections and these people that are there for you is just a big bonus, and you'll just feel like extra supported, you know, which is what everyone needs. You need to be able to depend on yourself, and yes, you need to be able to depend on other people in your friendships at points, but it's all about you. There's this saying, the world doesn't revolve around you. Yes, it does. It does, because it's your life. And nothing matters. You create what matters. You create what matters, because we are on a rock floating in space. If you think all this bullshit of like school and all that matters, it doesn't work. That 9 to 5 bull crap that they sell, all this shit that capitalism and the government it sells, none of it matters. We're on a fucking rock in space, and we are like the smallest things within that space, literally minuscule. So nothing matters. So whilst you're here, create what matters. Basically, create a love for yourself so big that you attract the greatest love from other people in relationships, in friendships, in family. Create your family. Create, you know, like what you want to do in life. Work for yourself. You know, go live wherever the fuck you want to live. Live in a tree. Become Edward Cullen. I don't care. Do everything with the idea, with the thought, with the seed in your brain that you are doing it for you. Because it's not selfish. Your life does revolve around you. You are the main character in your own life. So who the fuck else does it revolve around in my life? No one, just me. Timothy Chalamet a little bit, but me. Just do it for you. Just do it for you. Simple as. So that's when, during the hardest moments in your life, is when you will need you the most. By being there for yourself, other people can be there for you too. And I say that with experience of moments where I have been there for myself and moments where I haven't been. And I can assure you that this is exactly how it works, especially including my research on the 12 laws of the universe and quantum physics. Literally, this is how it works. When you are low, depressed, anxious, you can still be there for yourself. Think about it like this. Your best friend is depressed, really low, hasn't left the house in weeks. Let's disregard the pandemic for a second. You know, just not acting like themselves. What are you gonna do? You're a good person. You're gonna be there for them, right? It's probably because them staying at home whilst low for a bit is them looking after themselves. You're gonna be there and you're gonna give and you're gonna be a rock for them. But if you need someone there for you too, you need to be there for yourself. So it doesn't matter if that is staying in bed for weeks and then randomly getting the motivation to leave the house. It doesn't matter how you do it, and I'll get into how I did it in a second, but it doesn't matter. Just be there for you in your lowest points. That is when you need other people most, is when you need you most. I'm gonna list things that I do and really love and care for myself, but I'm also gonna give some advice. I guess this whole video is advice. Off the bat, when you go to do something, if you feel wrong doing it, or if it feels like you're forcing yourself to do it, and I say this as in like, if you're going to do a hobby that you usually love, if it doesn't feel right in the moment, if you feel like you're forcing yourself, don't do it. Even if that's something you love to do usually and it usually helps, the reason it feels wrong is because it's not what your body needs in that moment. You have to listen to your body. When you are in discomfort from doing an action, doing a hobby, going out, staying inside, listen to the discomfort. And it's okay to go through with it once and to feel out why, you feel a certain way, but once you do it once, don't go back to it, because then that's like self-sabotage. Go and do the right thing. Your body is saying, hey, we don't want to do this right now. Let's go find something that makes us more comfortable. Even if it's something we've never done before, like flying to Mars, let's go do that instead, okay? Listen to your body. It is so aware. A really depressing example of this is when a woman is out at night. She is constantly checking around her, right? For obvious reasons that we should not have to get into right now. When she sees someone walking the opposite direction, your body knows if that is danger incoming. People give off energy. So you can tell someone else's energy, whether you understand what is going on or not, whether you understand that you are picking that up or not. Your body knows. Your body knows everything. It knows your surroundings. It knows where your comfort is. It knows where your discomfort is. It knows when you're going to get sick. It knows everything. Even if you are not like some witchy intuitive the way I am, your body knows. Listen to it. Now, I say this with hesitance because I'm so like stubborn and stuck in my ways. However, when I was doing okay, before my little breakdown, whenever I say that, I'm just referring to my video, it's okay to not be okay. That week that I made that video, basically. Before my little shambles, I was in a state of mind where it was like, I don't need to do anything to maintain this mood. It will just stay. Yeah, no. Self-love and self-care and looking after ourselves is something that is constant and it takes work, and at first it seems like a lot, but it's really not. And I'm going to give you examples of what I have been doing for the past few weeks where I've been feeling better. First thing, affirmations. I know it seems really small, and even I have had that moment of like, does this even work? Like, do I even believe the words I am affirming to myself? I do it every day, and I can assure you that it sets the tone for my day. If I don't start my day off saying these affirmations, it is on my mind throughout the day, and until I do it, I am in that mindset of I am this, I am that, I am this, because I know that is what is keeping me sane. Especially if you are someone who suffers from extreme anxiety like myself. So many thoughts are intrusive. So many thoughts feel uncontrollable. But if you get into a routine the way that I have, with reading affirmations, make up your own. That's what I did. I wrote 6 pages of affirmations that I read to myself every morning. If you get into a routine of saying those things, make one of your affirmations, I can easily control my thoughts. I swear to you, it works. The intrusive thoughts, you are more likely to catch them out, and you are more likely to identify it and more easily turn it around and say, no, this is an intrusive thought, this isn't true, I do not believe this, and then you can control it. And not just because you're saying that certain affirmation, I can control my thoughts, but because in general, affirmations are such a high vibrational, positive thing that it changes your vibration. So when your vibration is changed, so are your thoughts. That's why, since I've started doing this for the past like 2 weeks now, everything has shifted. Everything. I've had my dips. I've still had my mini attacks. I'm seeing 2 therapists. I've had my breakdowns still. It doesn't cure you, but it helps you. I wake up in a better mood. I go to sleep in a better mood. That sets the tone for my whole day. It changed my thought process so quickly, and I am seeing the manifestations of this new high vibe that I'm in. I'm still mentally ill as fuck, but I'm just more positive to myself in my brain. And it's seriously that easy. Just get into a routine. Even if you don't believe it at first, even if you have the worst day still, just keep it in your routine. I think when I started this journey of prioritizing myself, because I've always loved myself. I never went through much of a phase where I hated myself. And I don't know if that's because I'm a Leo, but like even when I was literally at my worst, I could still genuinely look in the mirror and say, oh my god, you look so cute today. Like, I don't know, that's another mental health issue, I don't know. But I didn't prioritize myself. I didn't hate myself, but I didn't prioritize myself. I think when I started prioritizing myself these past few weeks, and when I've tried to prioritize myself in the past, my mind immediately jumps to hobbies. Do what you love, do this, do that. I have not been able to write solidly for over 6 months, and I used to write a book in 3 months, every 3 months. And I've had ideas, I've had spurts, I've had moments, but you'll realize that when you go to prioritize yourself, it's not about the hobbies and the things that you love. It's the bare minimum that's important, because you can get up and you can go to your laptop and you can write a book. But if you don't have the fundamentals of the basics, of the foundation of looking after yourself, it won't be your best work and it won't be helpful. You could feel productive, but you might not feel mentally great. So getting up out of bed, making your bed, brushing your teeth, having a shower, eating a breakfast, it's genuinely the basic small things that matter. And put it into perspective, these are the things that we find hardest to do when we are at our lowest. Why? Because they are the basics to putting ourselves first, and we don't know how to do that. We aren't born knowing how to put ourselves first, because the majority of the time we are taught to be selfless, and we are taught to, you know, put people before us and be good in communities, and it's about you. No one else is gonna tell you that. It's about you. So do the basics. And then once you nail down those basics, once you nail down those things every single day and you realize that they actually do help you and they make you feel good, then add in more things. A routine, a morning routine, skincare routine. Then your hobbies. Fit where you need to do your work. This is why I love organization so much. Because the basics are so easy once you nail them down, and then everything else, it's up to you on how you fit it into your time, how you fit it into your day. That's my third bit, I don't know. Go easy on yourself and heal. And when I say that, I mean do the work to heal and let it take time. Feel the pain, feel all the emotions, because if you push it down and you repress and you don't communicate and you just do all the things that are so clearly self-sabotaging and wrong, you aren't accepting yourself for who you entirely are. If you did, doing those things would be easier, because even though they're hard things in general, You have accepted that you need to heal. You have accepted that you have gone through trauma or something difficult, or you have accepted that you feel these things. You're a human. So you're accepting that you are human. You need to be able to heal in the right way, and everyone's way is different, but healing is not pushing away and repressing. That's the opposite of healing. Another really big thing that most people don't actually like to talk about or realize, I guess, in this adventure of loving oneself is realizing oneself's toxic traits. I will go into an example that I used again in that video after my breakdown. I mentioned attachment styles. I have an anxious, preoccupied attachment style, and it means that my anxiety causes extreme paranoia and causes extreme bouts of like clinginess with those I love. And it's not because I want to do those things, because I don't. It's because of my anxiety. So I'm going to therapy for that, as well as many other things. That's looking after myself. You also have to put in the groundwork yourself. Do the research on the things that you know that are toxic that you do or that you are. Find out how to do the work. You don't need to go to professionals to be cured of these things. You can become a better person just by doing your own research and putting the work in. And I can assure you that, because I've been doing it for a few weeks and I'm already so much better than I was, and I'll still have work to do and need work done to get to a much better point, but I'm doing it. That's loving myself, because the more love I can give to people around me, the more love I feel in me too. And I want to love the people around me as best as possible. I had to change my setup briefly, but I'm coming to the end of the video, so I'm gonna do that now for you. One other piece of advice that I would give you is never go to sleep angry, and never put pressure on yourself either. They're two very separate pieces of advice, but let me explain. Never go to sleep angry with the people that you love. Communicate, fix things, make the effort. The way you go to sleep is the way you're gonna wake up. Subconsciously, that's how it works. The way you wake up is gonna set the mood for your day most of the time. So always go to bed saying good night, I love you, with a light mood or a loving mood, or at least you can turn around and say that you tried to fix something, instead of not trying and not putting in the effort and holding resentment into your sleep, because it won't be good sleep anyways. Now with the pressure, this is just in general. Don't put pressure on yourself. Things don't happen quickly all the time. And if you are a person like myself who is organized and likes routines, if you have a day where you get up and you can't do those things, you're a human. You're not a robot, so don't put the pressure on yourself as if you are something that you are not. Things that make you happy should always be on your list of things to do. But again, don't push yourself to do things when you aren't in the mood to. For me, a list of things that I do to make myself happy at the moment are buying myself new things in moderation, okay, changing my physical appearance. So I can't explain to you the amount of times I've cut my own hair in the past few months. And of course these things are things that we pretty much associate with breakdowns. And why is that? Because we're doing things without thinking for ourselves. We're taking risks, we're going out of our comfort zone, we are doing things that we're advised not to do, but why? As long as you do things in moderation and you're safe, there is no reason why you should not do it. Simply, that goes for every single thing in life. To me, these things that I listed are a part of loving yourself. We won't be the same person forever. We constantly evolve and change. So falling with each person that we become and each identity that we hold, that is loving ourselves. Even if we are the reason that our identity changed just because we wanted to change it for the hell of it. This links to really listening to yourself yet again. I think that's ultimately what a lot of this stuff comes down to. Always do what you want to do. Never what someone else wants you to do. And if someone else wants you to do the right thing, If it's a situation where there is a right and a wrong, figure out why you haven't done the right thing yet already, and then plan how to do the right thing in your own pace, but do it. Always do the right thing for you, and in certain situations there's going to be a right thing for everyone, and you might just be withholding out fear and things like that. So figure it out. It's about finding out who you are and falling in love with that person as much as you would fall in love with the love of your life. See yourself from their point of view, or how you wish they will see you or do see you. I hope you guys firstly realize your worthiness, because no one else should be determining that for you, only yourself. And like I said, I can't speak from a place of ever hating myself really, because I've always liked who I am, unless I hit a point where I was being toxic to myself through my actions to other people. But that's only been once. I changed it like that. I turned around, I got help, and I'm better, and I'm working towards being the best I've ever been. I love you guys, and I need you to love yourself, because it's genuinely just what you deserve. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, feel free to like, comment, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next one too. Bye.